What's up, YouTube world? Steve Billionaire. I'm back. And yeah, I'm going to just give the disclaimer right quick. I definitely need a shave. I need a cut. Probably get it in 2 days. But yeah, it's been a minute. I took a break from posting because I was posting every day. I was going hard actually for the past, I would say like 5-6 months. And I had to reevaluate everything as far as jumping into this YouTube universe and striving to become a YouTuber. I haven't gave up. I'm still going to do it. And I'm pretty proud of myself for how many videos I've shot so far. I believe I'm closing in on 300. And my subscribers, they're cool. It's 240. So I've learned a couple of things and I will share it with you all. One, I got to get people to start watching these type of videos, the long form videos. I don't know if I'm not interesting. I don't think that's the case. I've done a couple of different types of videos because I was experimenting, of course, and I was showing my life and kind of vlogging and basically doing videos of things that I love and enjoy. Right? Poetry is one. I'm a writer. I like writing about life, about different things, about circumstances, about, maybe friends, family, other people, things that we spoke about or talked about and that went on. So, yeah, I express in my way, put it in writer's form. Now, of course, you have people that do movies, you have people that do television shows, and you have within music as well. So I'm saying all this to say is that everybody has a way of expressing themselves. And I am a songwriter. I've wrote songs. I've played songs. I haven't worked with no one famous, but I've worked with a lot of aspiring artists, and that was an experience as well. The music industry is still ever changing. A lot of things have changed. I used to work in the music industry as well. So I know the business aspects of it. So in the end, I just had to realign and pivot and get into this digital age and get into this age of content. And what I found so far is that I love it. I really do. Because I like to do different things. If you haven't noticed in my videos, and if you haven't, you can check out my videos. But I found that this YouTube platform I can express all the different things, my thoughts, my opinions, critical thinking, giving a lot of different content to hopefully get y'all interested and to respond and to comment. And I also love fitness and staying healthy. So I kind of went off the grid, so I'm gonna bring it back to the grid on why I'm doing this video. So the medical industry. So I've been always having an issue and a problem with the medical industry, because especially nowadays with health insurance and benefits. And I did a video a while back about, paying for health insurance and how expensive it is, especially if you're not working at a quote unquote 9-to-5 job. I am on my own now, self-employed, and that's a journey within itself. I've been doing this for a year, and I will talk about that as well in a future video, but let me just stay on the subject. So basically, I finally went to the doctor today to get my full examination. It's been 2 years because I was working a job, and I'm gonna just be honest on this part. I was laid off. I was there for 7 years, and I decided, and I've always kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur and work on my own and be my own business, because I truly believe and have the faith that I can make money from my ideas and from my writing and from my, just from my spirit, from me. So in the end, this is the journey I'm on now. Now, is it challenges? Of course it is. Is it you have to, make sure your living expenses is paid every month? Yes. I've come to understand that, yes, there's going to be bills. You're never going to pay up on all your bills. They're never going to go away. You're going to have bills. But what I'm finding out too is that I've always been great when my back is against the wall. And not that you want to keep having your back against the wall, because that's pressure, anxiety, all the different things and the trials and tribulations you go through in life. But I say all that to say is, it's going well, and God has me, and that's where your faith has to kick in. So back to the medical thing. So many things I want to talk about, because it's been a minute since I've been on YouTube and posted content, so I'm just trying to capture different things within this video. So I finally was able to go and have a full physical today, and then of course get my blood work done. I try to go, and sharing this personally, I try to go to the doctor every year to get a full checkup. I recommend that you all do that, especially people of color and African Americans, because we tend to not go to the doctor, or tend to stay on top of ourselves and get checkups. And what happens is, unfortunately, as you get older, and I'll just give an analogy and a comparison to a car. Yeah, when you're a brand new car, you driving and you doing all types of wild stuff and treating it the way you're treating it. But as you get older, things start to get older and they may start to break down. So you have to make sure that you go in like a car, get a service, stay on top of it, and make sure everything is checked out and good. And if you don't, like a car, and if you stay away and don't get a checkup, what happens? Things start breaking down, and then it gets to the point where it doesn't work at all. It's the same with your body and your different organs. So you have to do checkups, because in case something is going wrong with you and you can catch it early, then that's the opportunity for it to get something done about it. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, my phone got heated. Have it up on, connected to, I have a magnet on my AC vent. So sometimes if the sun hits the windshield, it hits my phone, has the charge plug, the temperature go high, and it just shuts down. So I'm sorry about that, but it'll be edited. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyway, going back to my appointment. So I was saying all that to be said, just make sure you go to the doctor, stay on top of your appointments, stay on top of your health. Because if you don't, and then you just let it go as far as not going to the doctor, then, by the time you don't want something to happen to you, you fall out, pass out, or anything, serious go wrong, and then that forces you to go to the doctor. You want to get there and, like a car, service and make sure everything is checked and everything is good. And it's best to stay on top of your health, especially as you get older. So going back to my doctor's appointment. So I went to get a full physical exam. So what I've noticed, and I would definitely like anyone to comment that has their own doctor or primary care physician, as they call it now, and just leave comments, because I would like to know if this is just me. I don't think it is. These doctors these days are not what they used to be. First of all, they don't show no bedside manner. And what I mean by that is, when you go to the doctor, this is something that's personal. It's your body, it's your health. If nothing else, you don't want to take chances. You want to know the right information, good information, and you want the doctor to not be like a quote unquote robot. You want them to have a relationship with you, because this is your health. And that's just to say, like, if anything that may not be going right or can, that may be wrong, you want the doctor to be able to speak to you and tell you. So to me, and this is probably, I don't know if they do this, but I would suggest for doctors to go have classes or take courses, just like a psychologist or anything. The mental is very important when it comes to doctors and patients. Everybody's personality is different. Everybody has a different level of emotions. And unfortunately, some people fear, some people anxiety, some people when they hear things that they don't want to hear, it can psychologically affect you and put a lot of stress, even depression, and all of those things. And I'm only saying this when something happens and now you have to deal with it, and hopefully it can be cured, whatever it is, and you become healthy. But when you first find out, and I'll just say, like, if you find out that you have cancer, and I'm going to the extreme because cancer is probably still the number 1 or 2 cause of death. That is a very type of news that's going to affect you psychologically, because we know people that have had cancer. We've had people in our family that's had cancer and that's passed away from cancer. And then fortunate if you've had people that have had cancer and able to survive, then that's another thing. So I only can speak for this because my mom, and I'll share this, had cancer and she passed away from it. So she told me before she passed, and I'll share this personal information, is that unlike me, I want you to make sure and promise me you go to the doctor and stay on top of your health. And I said, Mom, definitely, I definitely will. I promise you. Because unfortunately, she didn't do that. And unfortunately, she found out she had cancer because she passed out at her job. So that was very personal. It still kind of is personal to me, even though she's been gone for, quite some years now. But and she smoked. So that more or less was the, I'm sure that, was the cause or reason for her having lung cancer. So let me just say that. But there's times that cancer comes from other places, whether it's foods, whether it's the air, whether any type of ways cancer can come into your body, it can come into your body. So I say all that to say, going back to the doctor, and I'll just run what happened. When I used to go to the doctor when I was younger, they say, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then they say, okay, is everything fine with you? And, you have any pains, anything that's going on? So, I gave a question about one certain thing, the doctor that I had, and this was my first time having this doctor. She just said, oh, it's probably this, it's probably that. Like, just kind of matter of fact. I don't really like when doctors are matter of fact. Don't be matter of fact with my health or any concerns when it comes to me and my body. None. And that's where it comes back to doctor-patient relationship, the rapport, and building a rapport, especially if this is my first time meeting you and this is my first time and I chose you as a primary care physician, because you should be, quote unquote, at least like dating, meeting someone for the first time or anything, on your best behavior, because this is something, one of the things, there are not a lot of things, but one of the things that is personal. Your health is important. Your health is personable. You want to know if there's anything that's going on, you want to get the full information on what it can be, or what can I do to check on this, to let you know, well, let's check that out. Let's see what it is, so we can get to the bottom of it, so I don't have to be dealing with this. Secondly, when I went to the doctor when I was a kid, they check your eyes, they check your ears, your hearing, they did those things. I didn't get that checked out. I was going to say something to the doctor. I should have, but I didn't. Because I felt like, all right, well, I guess my eyes is good, my ears is good. But are they really? You know what I mean? Yeah, you can go to an optometrist, if I said that right, and a hearing doctor. But again, it's switched. So this is my opinion. And again, I would love to hear comments from you all. And we can just talk about this. I just think it's like a factory. They just want you to come in. They put you on a clock, and then they're just moving you out and going on to the next appointment. Two, I just think that they're not really passionate about their career. And this may be a whole bigger subject. I think part of it, and this is my opinion, is we live in a capitalistic country. And when you live in a capitalistic country, not only for businesses and entrepreneurs and all that, that's great. But when it comes to positions like that are real positions that are human, which is doctors, firemen, policemen, and I can go on, nurses, I can go on and on. Those type of positions, you have to have that emotional and that side of the job. Not just, this is just a job and I'm just coming in, punching the clock and coming out. No, you can't do that with a person's health, with a person's safety. None of that. Like, you have to have some type of empathy, at least when it comes to and I'm speaking on the medical, to a person's health. So I just have a problem with that. I have a problem with Western medicine and just the medical industry. I think, again, just like preparation and just teaching, nutrition especially needs to be taught to all of us. Great that the internet is out there. Great that we get so much different information as far as what foods to eat, what not to eat, what's in these foods and all that. And especially with the algorithms, good and not so good, because they can overwhelm you with a whole bunch of information. And now you got to decipher whether this is true or what, if it isn't true. But I'm saying all this to say that you just want a doctor that just have empathy and that can be your personable to you, that you can. Now, I understand back in the days, my days, you can, something go wrong, you just call the office, call a doctor, and then they'll give you a call back, or they'll say, hey, you need to come in. All right, we got, speak to my assistant, see if there's any appointments, come in here tomorrow, the next day, or whatever. Now it's like you got to be on a list. It's appointments. You got to wait depending on how busy they are, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And I could be in pain or whatever. Yeah, of course, now they have urgent care, they have emergency and all of that stuff. But my whole point is the money, the medical industry, big pharma, all of that. All of those things have to do with what is going on in America today. Another thing, I pull up to the medical center and it is packed. Let's think about that. Should it be packed? Like a grocery store, like literally like a supermarket, or going to Walmart, or going to Costco or BJ's or Sam's, whatever, like pack. That's not good. I'm just going to keep it 100. That's not good at all. Big business. Like, people getting sick, people having to go to the doctor in hospitals all the time, is big business. Like, it shouldn't be that pack. And even, listen, and let me just use this, because I'm not trying to completely dog the medical industry out. I'm just saying, we have to start giving people education and information, preventive medicine, preventive things, natural stuff. So then it's up to them. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to you, whether you eat right, whether you do the right things, or you don't. It's your decision at the end of the day. But at least let me be informed. At least let me know what I need to do. And then it's up to me whether I do it or not. And then if I don't do it, then it's on me, because I can't blame nobody but myself. But again, going back to my appointment today, I think I was in there for maybe like 10 minutes. She checked my heart, cool. She checked my breathing, great. She checked my stomach, my abdomen, great. And then it was like, okay, any questions? Okay, all right, take care. And then she was out. Female. So I went to a female doctor because I've had a couple male doctors and he had zero bedside manner. Not all of them. I had doctors back in the days that were great, but my recent ones. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a female, and I'm being real, because I felt like, yeah, female emotions, they'd be more empathetic, woman, right? And I kind of got the same thing. So that just let me know it doesn't matter, male, female, whomever. You just have to keep finding, and this is my advice to everyone that's watching this, find the doctor or the primary care physician that you're comfortable with and that fits you. Because if you don't, then God forbid you don't get the questions, answers that you need, and then something happens, and then now it has to be steps taken to take care of it. Like, when I say I want a full physical examination, that means I want everything to be examined. I don't want to wait till something happens to me and then I have to go to the doctor and then it has to be treated then. I'm in my way, and this is what I'm saying when I'm talking about full physical examinations, getting your checkups every year. Some people go every 6 months or whatever, but I'm just saying, taking all the tests, doing all the right things. I'm being preventive. That's what you want to be. You want to be preventive. You don't want something to happen to you like a stroke or a heart attack, your cholesterol high, blood pressure high, whatever it is, especially if you have family histories of these things. Those, if you do, you have to pay more attention to that and be more attentive to it. Because if you don't, then yes, those things will happen. And then the results of that is not good. It can go from anywhere from the warning, stroke, heart attack, whatever, to, yeah, it happens. And then unfortunately, you die. That's just what it is. So I'm doing the right thing for being preventive. I'm doing the right thing to making an effort to go to these appointments. So the least the doctor that I'm seeing can do is take the time to make sure that I'm getting a full physical examination and I'm getting my questions answered. So at least I can leave the office comfortable mentally, physically, and I know what's going on, because we're not doctors. We're not experts. Yes, it's great that we get a lot of information from the internet now. Thank God for it. But at the end of the day, you have to seek professionals for certain things. It's just facts. It's just what it is. So that's it. I'm going to just end it right there. Any questions, any comments, please leave, because I would like to know if I'm the only one going through this, and I doubt I am, or, if anybody else have gone through this or feel the same way or agree with me or disagree with me. I just would like to know. I think this is a pretty good discussion to talk about, and I would love to hear from you all. But let me say quickly, thank you so much for the people that's subscribing. My bad that I've been away for a little while. I think it's only been like a week or so, not too much. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm going to be back on. I got some new things coming up. I got some new ideas, got some new content. So I just hope that y'all watch my videos, get my watch hours up, and I can get into this partnership program, because that is the goal. I'm not going to stop until I do it. And lastly, I will leave with this. I read The Beast. I don't know if he's still #1, the top YouTuber. It took him 455 videos before he actually become known, subscribers, watch hours, and popular, and he just took off. So I know that, yeah, I've done a great job. I'm happy with what I have, but I still have a ways to go. So whoever that's checking me out, that's watching my videos and spreading the word and telling other people about me, thank you so much. And also, I would like to, if there's any comments, that what would y'all like to see? Because I do a couple of different things. I do Old Man Walk, which talk about people that are older, telling them about different things to do as you get older. I have Do Rag Steve. He's just very outspoken, wow, and just tells his truth and tells his facts. I have Billionaire Sports Rap. I'm gonna get back to that because it's the NBA playoffs, and yeah, it's a couple of different sports going on, so I'm gonna jump back into that. I'm not gonna be the stats dude. It'd be people on here like, oh, what about this stat? What about this stat? I'll do stats every now and then. This is just me as a sports fan and a lover of sports. That's just talking about sports, my opinions, and that's it. I leave all the stats and statistics to ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, and all those other, people that do that for real, for real. You know, this is just a person speaking, you know, talking like sitting at the bar or whatever, and talking sports and chopping it up like in the barbershop. That's what that's about. So let me just make that clear. Also, I have my poetry, which I will be doing more of. And I have what's called Billionaire Proverbs, that is just quotes that I came up with based on life experience in different circumstances. And I expand on it. And I'm doing like a video book series, because I'll eventually put out a book in physical form. But I thought this would be a great idea to do in video form, because I can explain it more, give you the backstory, give you the background of how I came up with the quote, and get more in depth with what the quote meant and what it is. And hopefully with all of this I'm doing, you're entertained, you're informative, critical thinking, just different thoughts. And then, yeah, I do some comedy here and there. You know, I'm not saying I'm the funniest person in the world, but from time to time, I kind of get, hit the hit the target as far as making people laugh, because I love to laugh, and laughter brings a good spirit and it makes you feel good. So if I'm doing that too, God bless and thank you all. But anyway, like I said, please subscribe. Please check out my videos. And again, leave comments on this subject about doctors and just the medical industry and what I think about it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Steve Billionaire. I'm out.